no, you can't hear it now, because of course I was listening for it. So these neighbors, it was not my intention to make any of this about neighbors, but I'm just speaking what's happening in the moment. So the ones right here, it's like where the first 500 people live, they have this one kid who he just like, I don't know if he's on the spectrum for sure, because he does like a, like rhythmically all the time, but I haven't really heard it. I don't know. It's fucking late. It's 11:06 p.m. and I can hear a little kid. So there's like 6 of them over there. Literally 6. I count them out my window. And I only ever see one woman who's caring for all of these children. Anyway, it sounds like they're arguing. Somebody's giving some sass to the one mom of 6 fucking kids. Do you know who you're even talking to? I'm sure she doesn't take any shit. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. Anyway, hey, that's your intro. We're back on the porch. And we're back. And if you watched my last video, we will be referencing it. That's all real, and so is this. And it's not like the flip of a switch, though sometimes it is when I have to, right? I can, for the most part, switch it off to like do what I have to do, switch off the anxiety. So like teach or get kids, or really the more comfortable I feel in a scenario, the more I automatically let go, and then it like all comes out. So if I've ever, like heaved in a panic attack on your chest, it's because I feel very comfortable with you. I mean, like there's a few people. I can only think of one right now, but anyway, it's happened. So here we are. What I want to talk about right now is rejection, because I have realized a lot of things about rejection in the last, couple of years that I didn't know before. So rejection, when I think of, if you were to look it up in the emotional dictionary, you know what I mean? Like obviously you could be rejected from like a college or a job, like an application. And that's tough if you really wanted that thing or that position. But usually when I think rejection from other people. You ask somebody out and they didn't want to go out with you. That could be like an automatic rejection, or you're together for a period of time and then the other person says, I'm all set here. That kind of rejection, but then also like, I always want to go back to the beginning. Back to the beginning of the person's life to see like where did we start, because it's not like what if you're ever having a problem or an issue that comes up, it's typically you could look at just the thing that's right in front of you for sure. You have to like identify what is it, who is it, who am I being in this, whatever, like get its vitals. Get the vital information of the story or the scenario. Then once you have like kind of a handle on that, the basics, right? You don't want to get too lost in the weeds of the details, but what is the skeleton of the issue? Look back, like close to, like look back to just right behind you and see like, did this just happen? No, keep looking. Oh, it did. Keep looking. Oh, there. Keep looking. Okay, I was 7 when my dad told me that he had to move to Florida because his job was making him. Mind you, he was a delivery person for Frito-Lay. And he still does the same thing, except it's Little Debbie and he like owns his own truck. I don't fucking know. So Frito-Lay, he told me they're making him move to Florida. And that he was going to come back 10 times a year, because I remember writing that in like my journal when I was 7. I can see the writing. Obviously, this is a very impactful moment for me because I'm now 39 years old and I remember these, not a lot at all, but just it's very clear pictures in my head of what was said, what I thought was going to happen. And then fast forward to the reality, his job was not making him move there. One, it is a state that it is easy to get out of child support, easier. Because like really, Florida, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sorry for those of you who are natives. Like it's where a lot of fucking scumbags go. It's just the truth. It's the truth. You know, and there's just like a whole culture. I'm sorry. Let's not go there. Bring back Florida. And come to find out in later years, my later years, he was going through his own anxiety and depression and suicidal ideation. So I was like, wow, that totally makes sense. And then I started to see things from like his perspective. You know, I'd like done so much work on myself and never thought I was going to talk to him again or get any kind of closure at all. And then I got the real story. I got the real story. And part of me, I think it was good timing because, all right, let's rewind. I'm 7, he leaves, he doesn't really come back. We don't have a relationship. Rejection that I remember, number 1. The big one, you know, the daddy issue forming one. Now remember, I'm telling you this story just as an example for you to look and see, do you do this too? Or has this happened? You know what I mean? Like, how does this relate? Don't get stuck on the details. I'm being detailed to bring you into the moment with me and put you in my shoes. That's one of the skills that I have is creative storytelling that's captivating to get you like right here with me. Like you're sitting right here in this, the thing that I'm sitting on right now, there's another one that's right here and you're facing me and I'm just leaning in, I'm talking to you and connecting to, anyway. You get a little lost in the weeds. So you don't get lost in the details. Look for the form, the skeleton of the issue. So dad leaves, doesn't come back. I grow up. Obviously, I have daddy issues. I want approval, and I am terrified of rejection. They go hand in hand. You know, it's like one side of the coin. Two sides of the same coin. So why am I talking about this? Okay, then. Right. So then I was with, you know, boyfriends, whatever. Met Dan. We were together for a long time, and then he left me out of nowhere, like rejected me, and said, "I don't love you anymore, and I'm leaving." This is literally what he said to me. Again, I have the same, like detailed yet hazy at the same time picture of when this happened. Yeah. And I had no idea. And the next day he left and he had already like set up an apartment and like bought stuff and had a cell phone. This was back before everyone had a cell phone. As I mentioned, I am 39. Because you can't tell by my rapidly being digested Botox. I'm not doing it anymore because this lasts for 5 fucking minutes. Do you see all this movement? Anyway, he leaves. I am devastated. But then I go about my life. I get married to a wonderful man. I have 2 wonderful children. I am happy. Then I go to yoga. And I start thinking, there's more. Let me dig in and work on all my fucking issues, which I do recommend. You should do that. And then all of a sudden, who do I meet at the fucking coffee shop? Dan. I actually didn't meet him. I just saw him. And it felt like time stopped. It stopped. It was like, boop. And this is the part of the movie where we would do the voiceover and say, this is where everything changed. Everything. That was the moment. I had a visceral feeling in my body, and I looked at him, and I said, oh, shit. Anyway, I leave my perfectly good husband and children to go pursue this man who is now leaving and says that, oh God, I don't want to tell this fucking story. I'm not telling the story. We get together, he kills himself. Now I'm here. After that time, after being devastated by the same man, rejecting, I took his death as a rejection. Like, obviously, you know, all of this is not worth, you know, just waking up in the morning for and continuing to live your existence is how I did take it and how I still do take it sometimes. Because you know what I mean? It's a work in progress. I'm not going to be benevolent and forgiving and like, it's all right. It's, no. Anyhow. So I am so terrified of rejection, yet at the same time, I realize this life, my life, has an expiration date. And so does everyone around me. Like I really got death and the finality of it when Dan died, and then when I had my own attempt. I think you're not supposed to say attempt, but these are my poor. There's no rules here. It's just my rules. I tried to be not alive anymore, and I meant it. And now I'm sitting on my porch. So here we are. Anyway, I got the finality of it, and I had often wondered what would happen if my father died and we never had any kind of closure, because I feel like, there was no closure with Dan. You can't go fucking ask the questions. It's just me having the conversation. Do I feel like I get kind of a feeling and then he's around sometimes? Yes. Or is that my fucking imagination? I don't know. So any type of closure has come from my work, because there's nobody else to ask. Like I could talk to other people, we could talk about these things, but I can't ask him. And so it made me want to reconnect with my dad. So I did. And the same thing happened again. He needed more from me than I was able to give to him. And because he couldn't have everything, he just cut me out of his life again. So man, that kid is having a tantrum over there. Sorry, I was getting distracted. So rejection. This is like so much longer than I meant it to be, but stories about rejection from outside sources, but really it's men or people, and has been so I want to say detrimental to my life, but let's say instrumental into creating the person that I am and how I operate. So that internally, subconsciously, I developed a defense mechanism that assumes I will be rejected, so I either reject other people or I reject myself for them. This is the golden moment, the thing that I've been building up for 12 minutes and 40 seconds, is that rejection doesn't just come from other people and outside sources. It also comes from within. Think of it in just like a daily sense. How often do you go to take a selfie, or you actually look in a fucking mirror and just reject? Like, oh, this hair, this part of my leg, or oh, my belly. I mean, all the fucking time. I sit like this all the time. It looks like I'm wearing fucking underwear. So I gotta tell you, I actually am wearing, my legs don't work anymore. They are shorts. They're shorts, and they're very short, and my legs are very big. So this is to clear that up. I am lost. Rejection. So I started rejecting myself. Like not letting any good things in. I'm just like this, looking at the good things, like, nah, I don't think so. Because it's so terrifying to accept a good thing or a good person, because then if you have it, and not that we really have each other, but we do. I mean, we do. We have each other. Like, you have people as friends, you have people as partners, you have people as life partners, you have people as family, and those relationships are not infinite. They're, whether you end them or somebody dies. So I got lost. This is really long. I feel bad that it's long. Nope. Why do I feel bad? I'm just sitting on my porch talking out loud to the camera. Hey. You can't let me. We. Yes. So if you receive the good thing or the good person, a good scenario, then you have the potential of losing it, and we've already done that before. Like, you don't get to 39, you don't get to 29, you don't get to 19, you don't get to 9, you don't get to 9 fucking days before you are rejected or you lose something. Whether it's the attention of your mother when you're a baby, like, hey, I'm hungry over here, or change my diaper, or you lose a pet, or you lose people because they die, or you lose your favorite fucking wallet, or what, I mean, like, I guess, like, any wallet would be your favorite because it would have whatever shit in it, but, I think you get my point. We know loss, and we don't like it, because it sucks. And so, the more afraid we become of something, the more energy we put toward it. Like, for example, I have an irrational fear of throwing up. Like, irrational. If I think that it's going to happen to me, I mean, we're full on panic attack, full on sweats, clammy, which I know happens if you're like nauseous, but like, I'm fucking terrified. My second irrational fear is that someone else vomits and I have to deal with it. I just don't, I can't, you know, it's like the thing I have with my kid's dad. Can you put, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I used to focus on it so much that I would cause myself to feel nauseous and have panic attacks. This is the time that I didn't know what anxiety and panic attacks were. So I like literally thought I was dying. I had like super tight chest pains, my stomach's all fucked up, and I thought that I had like a stomach problem. So I went to the doctor and I was like, you know, I'm just like, I feel nauseous all the time. And they did an upper GI. So you like drink this milky shit and then they roll you around to like coat the insides, and then they do some kind of scan. But the thing is, the stuff tasted so bad and I was so afraid of throwing up that like, I'm like trying to choke it down. I am not a chugger. I can't just like open my throat and take your dick down my throat. I can't do it. I mean, maybe I could, but I don't want to. Not down the throat. Why? No. That's a little bit about me. Oh God, I have so much to say. We have got to cut this off and maybe come back another time. The chugging of the stuff. Turns out I was not having a physical problem at all. It was anxiety that went undiagnosed and unrecognized until, I don't know, I figured it out later. This is about rejection. Somebody remind me to finish this. Good Lord. So yeah. Okay, so you put your energy on, when you put your energy on the things that you don't want to have happen, which sounds like a very stupid way of saying that, but it's how we say it in the Baptiste land, and I don't know how else to say it. What you don't want to have happen. I don't want this to happen. I don't. All the focus is going there. It's just like love or hate, you know? Same emotion, but where are you putting the attention? When you put your attention on what you do want to have happen, then that's where all the energy goes. Your thoughts turn into energy. Energy turns into like flow to the thing. So when you're afraid of being rejected, the defense mechanism is to reject others. So that they can't reject you first? Yes, the subconscious defense mechanism does it for you. So it's like, avoid this at all costs. So I recognize that I do that. I reject myself because I had like a lot of people like check in on me, more than I thought. And like some people I would not be like, you know, when I'm sitting here at 2 a.m. having a fucking fit, well, I wouldn't think like, oh, I bet you I can call so-and-so. But now I know, again, that's great. No, it is way so far past my bedtime that I've lost all the thoughts. So rejection. Remember to tell you about the Bumble guy from a couple years ago. The guy, the Druthers. We went to Druthers. So just ask me about that, please. Someone remind me, because I will forget. As soon as I hit stop, I will never remember ever again. And it's a good fucking story. And it has to do with rejection and how he got rejected and how that played out in our very short interaction and then probably the rest of his life. Good night.